Ladies and gentlemen, Daryl George lost in his court case. The judge, his name was Judge Cain, like in the Bible, Cain and Abel. Yeah, down there in Texas. I mean, we got to realize where he is, Texas, sided with the school and said they did not violate the Crown Act when they disciplined him. So let's get into the story. Mm-mm-mm. This story is just a reminder that you should never take homeschooling off the table. So, Barbers Hill ISD dress code policy does not violate Crown Act district judge rules. So, a Houston area judge on Thursday determined that Barbers Hill's ISD did not violate Texas Crown Act after the district repeatedly suspended a black student for the length of his dreadlocks. Daryl George, an 18-year-old black student at Barbers Hill High School east of Houston, has been suspended. And, they said this was definitely a race-based hair discrimination, and his hair should have been protected under the Crown Act. While the school district claims George has been in violation of the district grooming policy due to the length of his hair, not the style. The Crown Act, which was passed this past year by Texas lawmakers, states that school districts cannot discriminate against those with hairstyles commonly or historically associated with race. It specifically outlines protections for braids, locks, and twists. However, lingering questions over the law pertains to hair length. I think that's irrelevant, especially he's not even wearing his hair down. I don't see how the length has anything to do with what's going on. In every single picture you see him in, his hair is above the collar. Y'all look. These are people just looking to nitpick at the Crown Act and look for loopholes because these are the same ones that would discriminate against your black child on any given day in school. So the trial comes months after Barbers Hill ISD filed a lawsuit asking the district judge to weigh in. You know what? The bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, if this is how justice is going to work in Texas when it comes down to your child getting discriminated in school, many of you down there should be homeschooling your children for real. According to the district school student handbook, a male student's hair cannot be gathered or worn in a style that would allow the hair to extend below the top of the collar, below the eyebrows, or below the earlobes. And his hair is none of those things. George has refused to cut his hair, but worn it up in a style that does not go past his neck, eyebrows, or earlobes. And that doesn't seem to be good enough for the school district. It's bad enough we have to deal with all the discrimination. Now they want to control your appearance. During Thursday's hearing, Allie Booker, a Houston based attorney, represented the George family, argued that the district's policy wasn't gender neutral and discriminated against hairstyles like locks, which by nature have to be long in order to braid. or to lock it, according to Booker. State Rep Ron Reynolds, he's a Houston area Democrat who co-authored the Crown Act, took the stand Thursday, and the judge told Chap B. Kane III that the law was written on the assumption that the specific hairstyles would be protected regardless to whatever the length was. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the judge down there in Houston. This is Judge Chap B. Kane III. And he was the one that ruled in favor of the school against Darrell George. Okay. However, attorney Sarah Leon, um, who's representing Barbara Hill ISD, argued that the Texas legislature intent wasn't mentioned in the law itself. We agree that no Barbara Hill student should suffer any kind of discrimination, she said. The Barbara Hill policy is race neutral. But listen, they claim it's race neutral, but they have had three instances, and all three students were Black males. But they're claiming the policy is race neutral. Ultimately, Judge Kane sided with Barbara Hill ISD, declaring the school district dress code does not violate the Crown Act, which he said could have been written to include hair length exemptions for students with dreadlocks. Upon hearing Kane's ruling, George and his mother were visibly distraught and left shortly after. Before the hearing, George and his mother, they were just talking, and expressing how they felt through this whole thing prior to the courthouse opening. And, they just feel he keeps getting punished over his hairstyle. There have been a lot of emotions on me. And this is what George has said: anger, sadness. It feels very lonely when you're the only one stuck in a room for a whole semester, a whole year. As of now, the district's punishment of George is free to continue. However, after the hearing, attorney Ali Booker said she planned to appeal the ruling and push for a federal injunction against the school district. Cases like this are exactly what appeals are for, Booker said. If in the end you're only affecting a small class, it's discriminatory. Over my body, well, we'll be back here. So that's what his attorney said. Rep. Reynolds added that he intended to create a new version of the Crown Act that includes protections for hair length during the year's legislative session. So, I mean, this whole thing, y'all, started back in September of 2023. And because of the way this judge ruled, they can continue to isolate him into a classroom, separated from the rest of the student body, and keep this thing going. And that's exactly what they're going to do, you know? And I know the mother and the attorney were trying to get Greg Abbott and Attorney General Ken Paxton to enforce the Crown Act. So she did file a complaint against them as well. So I guess we'll wait and see how this appeal goes. I feel sorry for him. How is this beneficial to a student? who should be getting their education, but the adults involved are hell bent on not letting that happen. So, his mother still have the choice to homeschool him if that's what she chooses to do. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.